Greetings, people of intellect. This is my book review of The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, who is the publisher at Success Magazine. And so you know this is coming from a really credible source that has actually implemented all of this in his own life to actually reach that point. But more so is to do what he does. He interviews, like he said, about half a dozen successful people every month, and to be just in that environment constantly, you are encountering the forces that lead to success in mankind, and there's a lot of universalities that they share, the most fundamental being the compound effect, which is the backdrop to like all success stories. So the compound effect, in its self-explanatory sense, is consistently doing a task that yields greater and greater return the more you do it, just like you would on a financial investment over, for example, like the whole penny versus like taking a penny for that doubles every consecutive day for 31 days versus, like he said, accepting $3 million. At the end of 31 days, the penny would have grown to over $10 million, but you only see the substantial significance on day, like the last, I think day 20 you're at like 5 grand, and by day 31 you're at 10 million. So the significant changes comes with time, and so that's the word compound, I think, encapsulates that notion. But the three main concepts that I took away that I found very profound is, first of all, the awareness of the compound effect, but more so that the compound effect is constantly working in your life, whether it is for positive progress or negative progress. But it's constantly there working, whether it be subconscious or I guess, or conscious, and that way you drive the course of your life in the direction you want. But the harm is when it subconsciously or unconsciously drives your behavior, and that builds and builds and builds, and that's why it's so difficult to break habits, because it's compounded over so long. So the second concept that I took away is how to actually break these habits, or these protracted negative compounded behaviors, is first to develop daily routines that whether it could be a really simple routine, for example, like working out 20 minutes every three times a week, which is not insanely difficult. Just that's 60 minutes a week, and that may not seem like a lot, or even do 10 minutes or whatever, but a small significant start is much more advantageous than getting all hyped up and going to the gym 5 days in a row, and that's not sustainable for someone who just started from nowhere, like from ground zero. So gradual, consistent changes are much more long-term than haphazardous, just diving in and going from the source of hype. And it goes, I guess, the analogy that he uses is that an airplane that deviates by a degree lands significantly far off course. So understanding the degree change in the positive direction can also yield a positive result. The third thing that I got to take away from this book is tracking your progress is a significant aspect of making positive changes, because at any point you could bring out your analysis or your tracking and see where you are, versus remembering, oh, did I eat healthy this week? Did I work out this week? Or did I make good financial decisions? All that stuff is right there if you track it, and by tracking you become conscious of decisions that you were making unconsciously, and therefore you can take control of your life.